Top United Nations Court says Israel's presence in occupied Palestinian territories is illegal and should end. You see, this is higher than our United States Supreme Court. This is Uranus Neptune, Adam and Eve's representatives. This is why I said the Chevron difference was so important. They had to get all the real elected officials to consolidate the world's power to rule that Israel has been violating universal laws and needs to be corrected. In case you don't know, Israel actually means Isis, which means Venus, who is Queen Elizabeth. Ra is Mars, and El is the Elohim, which are the Greys and other heavenly beings that help enslave us. This is way deeper than what you are thinking. As I previously stated, the whole Trump situation was all in order to get the sleeping people's attention, to get them ready for the exposure of the system. I created a chart so I can understand the system that they placed over the original one. So everything starts with the Sesquippus Act of 1666, which is basically the enslavement of mankind. I highly suggest y'all to go and check this out for yourself. This is where our social security number comes from. It's the number to our Sesquippus trust. So check it. Your trust can only be accessed by the United States Treasury. Then it's sent through the post office, which is the real bank, because it's the only place that issues legal funds because of the access to the Treasury. This is why they keep records of everything there. So the post office places its funds into churches, which is their safe. Now back to the post office. We're supposed to get our funds issued directly as credit by mail. And then we hold it in a safe place, which is usually our home. Now the system they created, they had to trick us into giving up our social security number to give them access to our trust. Although they preach, whatever you do, don't ever give up your social security number to anyone. But we're forced to do it with almost everything. That's coercion. So since they start off the process acting as you, when it comes through the post office, it goes to them. The Federal Reserve System and the corporations, which is basically Israel. Like when you hear things like your car's already paid off, your house is already paid off, it is. But they create a system to it seem as though it's not paid off because they tricked us into using their debt notes that comes from the Federal Reserve System. And they work these fake banks. We call them banks, but they're really security transfer agents. They turn credit into debit and vice versa. Every time you go to one of these fake banks, when you make a withdrawal, you always get one on Federal Reserve notes of negative value for public or private. That same dollar bill I just said is running the world. And now when you make a deposit from your safe, those debt notes turn into positive value for the corporations. Now do you see the system they placed on top of us? Then made us reverse right back into it. So you remember I mentioned the Chevron deference, how the way it took the power away from the Fed. This is their system. So if the system is gone, the corporations gotta go. The fake banks gotta go. This whole fraudulent system has to go, meaning the dollar bill has to go. This is basically leading the world into a digital world of cryptocurrency because this whole system is fraudulent. This is why BlackRock is buying all the Bitcoin ETFs. The ETFs are similar to trust in the digital world. The digital system is similar to this system now, and they're trying to get a head start so they can control it again. Just in case y'all don't know who BlackRock is, they are the Federal Reserve System and the corporations. So imagine this being a new system right here, right? Imagine this being a Bitcoin ETF, which is a Bitcoin inside of a trust. And imagine the Treasury being a regular Bitcoin. Imagine the post office being AI. Then things go directly to us, the blockchains, which is the humans. So the difference of a Bitcoin being in a trust and not being a trust. So let's say, for some random reason, the power went out across the whole world, right? And you got 10 Bitcoin. If you got 10 Bitcoin ETFs, right, you're going to still have that 10 Bitcoin no matter what. But if you got 10 Bitcoin regular ones, you can lose all of that because it's not secured. It's a literal IOU because it's still paid with the US dollars, just like everything in the stock market. And that is why everything has to crash. I have a video called Funny Money. I go into extreme details about all of that. So yeah, I said all that to say this. We clearly see the system breaking down, meaning our energy will be released. And we all have to choose what type of world we want to manifest. Anyways, y'all know how I keep it. Y'all be gods. Peace.